Hello everyone, it's Kimmy again, and I create videos here on YouTube and on Facebook all about mental health, minimalism, and journaling, which is my favorite thing. And I also create videos in Japanese once a week as I am studying here in Japan at Meiji University. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about something that I have been wanting to try to talk about in Japanese when my channel was only in Japanese, but I was finding it almost impossible to do so. I was researching the vocabulary and asking people on Hello Talk, this app where native speakers can help you, about all the vocabulary I need, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is way too difficult for me. So I kind of just decided to stick with what I was doing, just talking about activities I was up to. But then I was like, no, I really want to do more things on this channel, so that's what this new direction is all about. So now I can do so. I can talk about those things in English. And I was thinking that my videos were making it seem like my time in Japan is just all sunshine and roses and butterflies and beautifulness, when in reality there was a lot of expectation versus reality and kind of negative feelings around being in Japan once I got here. And that's not to say that I'm not enjoying myself and I'm not having an amazing time, but I just wanted to kind of share that side of it as well, because you guys can probably relate if you've ever gone to a new country that was completely different from your own, or you've had any other kind of similar experiences to this. I thought it's good to share the kind of both sides of experiences and not always be so sunshiny on social media. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I came to Japan 2 months ago. I spent the first month here traveling, and I was really motivated to learn Japanese. I was like, I'm here to learn Japanese. I'm gonna become super good at Japanese while I'm here. That was my like fire under my like butt. It was like going, I'm gonna be fluent in Japanese in my year in Japan. But then I kind of realized when I got here that I was definitely not good at Japanese. It was kind of like reality check time for Kimmy. And I had studied in Australia, where I went to university before I came here, but I hadn't been very intensive about it. So when I got here, I realized that I was definitely still a beginner in most aspects of that word, but I still thought that I could probably test into the level above beginner at my university. So when I finally got into the test and realized, nope, I definitely am a beginner, I didn't get tested into the elementary class, which is one above beginner. I was right down into beginner. It really got me down for a while. I was like, wow, I studied, I had been studying off and on since the beginning of 2016. I'd taken like three classes in Australia at different schools, and the same thing had happened in Australia. I had taken some classes at a school and then decided that it wasn't right for me because we weren't really talking enough, so I shifted to a different school, and that school tested me and I was put back into beginner. So here in Japan, it's the second time that this has happened, so it was a bit frustrating for me, even though I know now that it's definitely the right level for me, considering how fast-paced and intensive the classes are here for Japanese. So I'm definitely getting a good, solid understanding of the fundamentals. But I have been feeling a bit like, oh, I wish that my level was higher so I could truly utilize the fact that I'm here in Japan to my greatest advantage, and be able to talk to native speakers and stuff. But the reality of the fact is that I can't. I'm too low of a level in Japanese. So that was why these videos have been good for me, even though since that happened I did lose a bit of my fire for Japanese, because I was really hoping to feel the improvement and I wasn't, because I was still a beginner, and I couldn't really use the language to practice as well as I had wanted to. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, that sometimes expectations don't align with reality, and I'm now trying to accept my time in Japan for what it is, not what I was hoping it to be, because I think that can be very detrimental in a lot of areas of life when we kind of take this thing and say it has to exist like this for me to be happy, and then you get there and then it's just not what you thought it was going to be. When if you keep a more open mind and things just end up how they're meant to be, then you can just be happy no matter what. And of course that's easier said than done, but I'm hoping to kind of develop that ability to not be so attached to things and attached to outcomes, because I'd much rather be open to whatever happens. And really, if I shift my perspective, I can see that my Japanese abilities have improved considerably since I've gotten to Japan. I can read some of the scripts much more quickly than I could before I got here. I can write in Japanese, not kanji very well, but like in hiragana I can write really quickly. I can write a lot of things quickly, and I can read signs that are written in that script quite quickly. When I first got here, it was much more of a like squint and read type situation, and I've just gotten a bit more confident in those areas, and sometimes those things are hard to see when you're in it. But I think that if I had the ability to kind of like zoom out more, I could see that I have been getting better, and I think once I leave Japan I will have definitely improved in my Japanese skills. And also it's making me realize that a language is something that you use, you get used to. You don't just like suck it in and learn it in the same way that you learn how to knit or something. So I know that if I want to get really good at Japanese, it has to be a long-term hobby of mine. I can't just think I'm going to come to Japan for a year and it's just gonna magically be in my head. So yeah, that's kind of a feeling I was having about Japanese and expectation versus reality and everything, and I'd love to hear if this is something that you've experienced and how has that affected you, and if you have any advice or anything to share about this. So yeah, that's currently what I've been feeling about Japan. I'm going to be here in Tokyo until the end of I'm going to be here until the beginning of August, and then I move out of this dorm, and then I'm going to be doing a bit of traveling, and then my boyfriend Connor is going to come visit me in Japan, and we're going to do some traveling here. And then after that, like the end of September, I really don't know what I'm going to end up doing, because I have one more semester that I'm going to be doing online. But that means I can do it from anywhere, and I'm still kind of debating where that's going to be and what my plans are. But yeah, it's kind of cool though, because I'm reminding myself as well that my future life, the one that I'll spend the most time living, probably won't be as crazy and up in the air as my current life is. So it's easy to wish your life was more stable when it's crazy, and wish your life was more crazy living out of a bag when you're bored in your job or something. So I'm just hoping that I can get to a place where I can embrace my current situation a bit more gracefully. But yeah, so this is getting a bit long, and yeah, I just wanted to share that today, and yeah, just wanted to share that my time in Japan has been amazing, but there are a lot of things that have come up that have kind of stretched me and made me feel feelings, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.